And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, it is hot as donkey balls out here today. It's been a crazy 3 days here in the Northwoods. I wouldn't expect anything different though, to be honest with you. Not sure if this has anything to do with the super El Nino that's developing, but we had 90 degrees on Sunday. We had 60 degrees yesterday after a line of storms came through. We've heated back up to 90 today, and we've got some severe thunderstorms that are supposed to hit overnight and then refire again tomorrow. And then the previous next couple days after that, it's a slow downward trend into the 60s for a couple days straight. Kind of weird for June, but not unexpected completely for up here in the Northwoods. But perfect opportunity to go see what these panfish are doing, how things change out there from day to day when you have that drastic of an up and down situation after your water temperatures have already peaked into the upper 70s, which is unheard of for early June up in the Northwoods. Usually it takes a while to get there. That's late July, early August stuff, as we very rarely hit the 80-degree mark as far as water surface temps go. But we were almost there. We were peaking out at, I think, 77.8, 78 in some of the shallower bays. That has changed. With the cooler temps, we're back down into the low 70s. And I would suspect with all the wind that was turning up with these storms yesterday, that it's going to be probably maybe even a little cooler today, possibly. But we're going to go find out where the fish are, what they're relating to, what they're feeding on. You've got a bunch of crappies that are now pulled back off their spawning habitat. They're on deep weed lines recouping. They're on mid-depth structure right now. They have not gone out into their dead summer patterns yet. They're not out in the basins schooling up out there and kind of just hovering around. They're still relating to structure, but they've pulled back and they're in recoup mode. We've got about half of our gills, it seems like, have spawned out already. That happened really fast, but there's still some fish up on the beds. We're going to try to leave those fish alone and target the other ones, but we've been catching them shallow when it's hot, on mid-depth structure and deep weed lines when the temps cool off. So we'll see where they're at today. Let's go find them. So it's been a lot of these size fish. I mean, that's a good fish anywhere you go. You know, it's about an 8.5 incher, 8 3/4 incher. But we've definitely figured out a little pattern here. Deep weeds seem to be the key, and they are right up maybe 6 to 8 inches off the bottom is where we're setting this slip float knot. And a little twitch pause. It's a very light bite. They're barely even taking the bobber under today, but it's a little bit of a pattern we're putting together here. They seem to not want to move too far off the bottom, so we're going to put the food in their juice zone and adjust to their pattern. And yeah, you just got to get on their program sometimes, get on their level. One thing I've noticed right off the bat with all the heavy rain and wind we've got the last couple of days, the water's up about a foot and a half, and it's really murky, really coffee stained. So we've gone with a bright orange VMC jig head today, and we're definitely going to be going with meat and a lot of Gulp products to get scent and visibility in the water. You want to like a bigger profile. I prefer to use red worms, but because they stay on the hook longer, their skin's a little bit tougher. But I want a bigger profile today because of the murky water and the low visibility. So I want big crawler chunks. There's one. Take a crawler chunk and just thread it over that number 8 wide gap hook. Just a little, maybe 7 3/4, push an 8. But I want a bigger profile and I want scent in the water today. I'm still using the finesse slip float today to use it as a tool to work the bait. And I'm trying to set it. So far the fish have been coming almost directly right off the bottom. Don't know if that has to do with all the wind and weather we've had lately, or if they're just down there recouping from the spawn. So we're using that bobber to twitch, pause, but when I'm twitching, that bobber's kind of, or the crawler is kind of kicking up off that bottom, creating silt puffs. And it just gives something, something for those fish to hone in on. Nothing real big yet, a bunch of 7 and 8 inchers, so we'll keep swinging here. Boy, they are right off that weed line. Come out a little too far, you won't get bit. If you're up in them, you won't get bit. It's got to be right on that edge. The problem is we're having trouble finding size, but a bobber down's a bobber down, but we're not going to stop. We're gonna stay pretty persistent and patient, and we're gonna find those 10s. Stay tuned. Well, still right flavor, wrong size. You know the drill. We just keep swinging. Oh, I tell you what, I gotta be honest with you. We've got our butts handed to us today, man. We still got a little bit of time left, but we have not broke the 9-inch mark today. And we've been out for about 4 hours, so we put in the work. Checked all the spots, man. Flats, cabbage weed pockets, deep weed lines, fall downs, mid-depth structure. The only thing we haven't checked is a really super shallow bay. It's basically a mud bay, so we're gonna go give that a shot. We just had a weather warning come across the phone here. We're under a severe thunderstorm warning for Polk and Barron County, so it's supposed to be here within the next 45 minutes to an hour. We're gonna watch the sky, get in as many casts as we can, but safety first. This could be the first time this year that we don't put a 10-inch fish in the boat, but it happens, so we just got to deal with it. We're going to give this last half hour or so a go and see if we can't pull a rabbit out of a hat. That's a nice little bonus fish. Boy, if we got into a bunch these size, I'd probably keep some. I think perch are probably my favorite fish to eat behind bluegills and pike, but that's a pretty good eater right there. It is getting really sketchy to our west here, so we're really gonna have to watch this weather, but we've been absolutely getting our butts kicked out here today. I'll let that guy go. Well, I should probably start keeping these, huh? We're on some decent perch. I mean, that's not the target species, but I'm not gonna complain. That's good eats right there.
Sunrise creeping, shadow.
Probably the best fish we've had all day long. Right at the buzzer, too. We got lightning flashing out to the west, so we've got to skedaddle, but we stuck it out. We got one good one. We got a couple pushing right around that 9-inch mark early on today, but that one's definitely well over. That one's probably 9.5, 9 3/4 probably. So at least we got one good one. Tomorrow's another day. We'll see what happens after these nasty storms roll through. Keep swinging, right? That's what we do. See you next time. Hey, while we got a minute, I want to introduce you to my new friends at Huel. This is a 100% organic, healthy greens drink, energy drink to be exact. If you're a fan of, your Monsters, your Red Bulls, your Bangs, like all of us fishermen are. I mean, I know I'm jacked to the gills on those things, especially during ice fishing season when I'm running around drilling holes. But I throw these in the boat all summer long too. Very refreshing. Get rid of that other stuff. It's not healthy for you. This stuff, only 25 calories, jam-packed with 42 essential vitamins. It supports immune health. It supports good circulation, good digestive health, mental clarity, and it gives you healthy energy throughout the entire day. There's no sugar crash, and it's very refreshing. It comes in 3 flavors. My favorite is the apple mint. It also comes in blueberry and peach hibiscus. So very, very good, very healthy, very affordable, and you can't go wrong. 42 vitamins. You're actually getting healthy instead of being, jacked up on all that sugar crap. So give it a shot at Huel.com. Yeah, we made it off the lake just in time. Went from hot and soupy to feeling like fall. Probably not a good sign, but we've been through the ringer before, so we're used to it up here. I think we will call it a day, put the fishing poles away, and live to fight another day tomorrow on the backside of this puppy. gotta love when severe thunderstorms plow in right around dinner time. Yeah, it's not dangerous cooking inside a garage or anything, but yeah. Smells good. Yeah, the initial punch was maybe 2 or 3 minutes worth of heavy winds, and now the hail is mixing in with the heavy rain. Fishing is definitely going to be interesting tomorrow, but I like a good challenge.
Kneeling out back. Now we try. Oh, the freaking candy water.
Yeah, that's what just rolled through here. We're on the backside of it now. Temperature dropped about 10-15 degrees. Looks like there might be another line to our north and west we might have to endure, but other than that, the tornado threat seems to be over. We're still under a severe thunderstorm watch till I believe 9 p.m., but it feels a lot cooler outside, so I think that instability that caused all this havoc is just about over. Sure is pretty to look at, though. It has been non-stop thunder for about a half hour, no joke. Just constant thunder. Initial gust of wind for 2 or 3 minutes. Put down some small branches, but other than that, 60-mile-an-hour wind stuff missed us. I think it missed us to the south. Got some nickel-sized hail for maybe 10 minutes, some heavy rain, but I think we made her through. Good morning, folks. Back at it today after all them nasty storms. Curious to see what we're going to find, but one thing I do know about panfish is on cloudy, overcast days, when you get a little bit of occasional backwash rain and it's cooled down a little bit, that seems to be crappie time. So we're just going to go for multi-species today, see what happens. We're throwing a couple different things. Of course, we got our finesse slip float ready to go with Gulp. Then we're also going to be throwing our new IJO plastics tubes. I got the slammer color and I've got the salmon color ready to go, and it's a nice little crappie to start the morning. See what we can do today, huh? We need redemption. Yesterday did not go well. Boy, it took us damn near all day yesterday to get one like this. That's a good 9.5 incher right there. He just hammered that tube. That's a good sign. Maybe a little bit of overcast and post-frontal conditions is all it took to fire these fish back up, but so far so good. 2 casts, 2 fish, 2 different species. I like where this is going. I could fish to that noise all day long. Absolutely beautiful. That's another good fish there. Switch back over to the 1-inch Gulp minnow and the slip float. Getting a little bit of action on the tube this morning, but it's been more of a gulp bite the last probably, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour. Got to dodge a few raindrops, but fishing's a lot better today. Feels like a better fish. Might be a bass or a crappie. That's crappie. That's a nice slab right there. I figured they'd be out playing in this overcast and rain. Beautiful fish. Beautiful pattern on that puppy. That's more like it. Solid fish there. another decent fish there on the old tube. That one is a female, and she's all spawned out. So, like I said, half of these fish are already done. It happened really fast with the warm water temps. And there's a few still up there. So, about half and half right now, I would say. Yeah, it started out pretty good this morning on some bigs. Caught a few decent crappies, but a lot of these eaters again today. I mean, at least it's the bites picked up, I guess you could say. Is it worth getting soaked for? Absolutely it is. Well, I tell you, the sun came out for a minute. It stopped raining here for the meantime, and it got a little muggy yet, but we're gonna give her a few more minutes. We're still getting a bunch of these decent sized crappies, so we're gonna keep plucking away at these pads and see if we can get a few more. We've been keeping the last 5 or 6. We're gonna take home a meal for our efforts and putting in a full day in the rain. So it's a little tube action. These last few fish have just been buried in the cabbage, and you got to be quick on the draw because they will get you all wrapped up in that stuff. That's where using this fins braid really comes in handy, because they might get deep in there, but you can still rip them out. Now, whether you're going to rip the hook out of the fish's mouth is a roll of the dice either way, but that fins at least gives you a fighting chance to get these fish out of these thick salad. It's a pretty fish, isn't it? Look at the markings on that one. Definitely not the biggest crappies we've ever gotten into, but these will taste mighty good on a taco, if I do say so myself. Nice clean fish too. They were looking pretty beat up about a week ago after the spawn, but they're starting to come back and get those pretty paint jobs back. There is a nice solid chunker there too. These gills and crappies are pretty much mixed together right now out of this cabbage. And that makes for a lot of fun, especially after we kind of struggled. We put a full day together, and we nickel and dimed them here and there, but they're really starting to go now. That rain quit. The sun is trying to peek out. It's coming out in little spurts, and it's actually gotten a little muggy again, and it seemed to fire these fish right up. So we're going to keep after it while we can. We're going to make do while we can, because like I said, it was a long, wet, tough day. Boy, we are on these post-spawn crappies pretty thick right now. We've just about got a one-man limit, to be honest with you. We're probably gonna, and on this particular lake it's 10 fish, so we're probably gonna stop at that and go get something to eat ourselves, and go watch the boy play baseball. But turned out to be a pretty good day overall. We stuck it out through the rain. Caught some decent gills, but there was more crappies caught today than gills. And that's probably going to be the case for the next couple days too, as this weather starts to trend in a more cooler direction here. As we get into the middle of June, got a lot of upper 60s coming next week, and I think this weekend's supposed to be, I think I saw 70, 71-ish both days, and a lot of clouds and a chance of showers. So it's going to be cooler overall, but that'll get these crappies fired up for sure. They're going to be feeding pretty heavy after the spawn, so a lot of fun to target. You can get these on these slip floats, of course, and you can get them on tubes, you can get them on grubs, any kind of plastic really. Today we were using the new IJO tube with a 1/32 ounce jig head, just on a slow fall. They were choking it pretty good, but you can never go wrong with these slip floats and the old 1-inch Gulp minnow. And which kind of leads me to one of the questions we had. I know I told you I was going to start answering a lot of these questions, at least one an episode. I got asked, you know that I use a lot of Gulp. Which is the right Gulp? Well, there's a situation for everything, right? I'm using the 1-inch Gulp minnow now because we just had a couple of hatches, fry hatches. So there's a lot of these minnows small minnows up in the pads, up in the reeds. That's what these crappies are chewing on right now. I'll go to a cricket or a stonefly as summer progresses and we start seeing more dragonflies or water boatmen on top of the water. Then you want to start going to that more buggy profile, like I said, the cricket or the stonefly. And then dead summer, when that water temperature gets really warm and the bloodworms start hatching, I'll go to the angleworm. It's fishing 101. It's, you know, nothing out of the ordinary. It's not rocket science. Match the hatch. It's, you know, that phrase is so overdone, but it holds true to this day. So that's how I choose what Gulp I'm going to use. And then the other thing too, I use the Gulp fish fry right after ice out. When these shallower bays start warming up, you know, on the north ends of these lakes, they warm up quickest because of sun angle and the mud bottom. There's not much in the water at that time, right after ice out. So the fish fry acts like a little invertebrate, something that they would find, you know, just kind of perusing the upcoming weeds or the dead weeds that remain there all winter. That's what kind of food and plankton is moving about and what they kind of hone in on right after ice out. So hope that helps you out a little bit. I do use a lot of crawlers and redworms in the summer too, but I try to stick with Gulp for the most part. They take care of us here at Ice Junkies Outdoors, and we like to return the favor by using and promoting their product, but we don't promote anything that doesn't work. So it's a staple in my boat, and I know it'll be a staple in yours if it's not already. So there you have it. I think I was fighting more weeds than I was fish there. I got meat and salad all in one. I got my slaw with my taco, man. Remember just a couple weeks ago we were, well, more like probably 3.5 weeks ago, we were on the lookout for green weeds, and now they are everywhere. And I mean everywhere.